name is Sammy Jenga. I'm a photographer. I've been in photography for quite some time, and this is my entrepreneurial story. I started photography as an employee. By that time, working for Galaxy Studio. That's around 2008, and I worked as an employee for about 8 years. That is when I decided to go it alone, and that's when I started for some Mount photography. We have been doing photography for events and studio, and we also do photo mounts and printing. So for the last, since around 2007, we've been doing photography, printing, and photo mounting. Having been in photography for that long, I've learned a lot in the way. It has not been without challenges. It's been quite some challenges. And maybe to take you back, how I joined photography. I joined as an employee. By that time, earning very little. So this really pushed me towards starting my own thing. I can tell you for sure, back in 2008, I was earning a salary of 15,000, having a family and working in Nairobi, whereby you have to pay rent and do stuff. So it was quite a challenge, and this pushed me to just want more. And that's when I developed some passion for doing my own thing, and that had to be in photography because I had learned some skills. But by that time, I was entirely in machines, operating machines, those printing machines. But come 2017, I decided to now start photography as it is. So from that time, we've been doing events photography and photo mounting, printing, and all that. It has not been a simple journey because, as you know, especially recently, we have been hit by COVID, whereby all the events were shut down. There were no activities, and that actually even taught us to go different ways. That is when I actually started SM Studio. We have a SM Studio around Gong Road. So we are on SM Studio is generally a photo studio, and yeah, it's been a journey, and sometimes I just like to talk to those maybe who are thinking of joining the industry, to just tell them it is not without challenges, but it is doable. So when I was joining photography, I literally had nothing. I had nothing. I remember the only thing that I took from employment, now coming to self-employment, was a laptop. I completely had nothing. Actually, when I was starting photo mounting, I had my bag as my office. I could carry everything in my bag, call it a file, ripping and all those equipments that we use in doing photo mounting. So I had nothing completely, and I was joining an industry that I little knew nothing about. Actually, to just tell you, when I decided to resign from my job, I had to gather a lot of confidence that I had to even take a reef, make sure by the time the reef is ending, I'm so far, so that my boss will ask me and I'm not alone. And that is how I found myself back to Nairobi and have nothing. I started Sammy Mounts. Actually, we had to share an office with some other guys. We could not even raise 15,000 for paying rent, so we owned an office. And at some point, it was not working because people are different. You're doing this, and he is doing something else. That is when I started now pushing towards buying my own equipment. My first camera that I bought, that is around 2008, was a Nikon D7000. That is the camera I started with. And from there, it was a journey, buying one equipment and after the other. But some strategy happened around the end of 2008. I had, by that time, collected some equipment. And I found one morning, after coming from a wedding, I woke up one morning only to find that some people had broken into my vehicle and carried everything. Actually, it was back to zero, have nothing in terms of equipment. and I had now to go back. Those are some of the challenges that maybe in the industry we go through, whereby people are really getting to know the value of equipment and all that, so that robbery is very much high. Some of the challenges still on the industry is when you're meeting new clients, and some of them are people who may be relating with them. It could be quite difficult. Like one day I went for a wedding shoot, and I think it was just a bad day. The client called me in the morning, and I happened to have some issue on the road, so I got late. And by the time I was getting there, the client was like, "Do not even enter my house." And I had to kind of soothe the client. You're soothing a client so that you can work for them. We ended up in a 40 cell because he claimed that I have to return them the cash, and I had already paid all the crew. So that those are some of the challenges that maybe we go through, but we have managed to sustain ourselves, starting from a point of having nothing completely, and buying equipments one by one. I now have quite a team. I currently have about 8 employees, permanent employees, and I have some other people that I do shoots with. And yes, it has been a journey. That's how we came up with now Sammy Photography. We've been trying to market ourselves through the social medias, and as well as referrals. You know, when you work for one customer and they refer you to another, actually that has been our greatest source of jobs, whereby you are referred from one customer to the other. Some months now came to now give birth to SM. SM is a partnership between me and another friend of mine called Moffat. So actually SM is like Sammy and Moffat. It's entirely a photo studio where we do photo shoots, specifically photo shoots. It's not too much of events and all that, just about indoor photo shoot. It's around Gong Road at Gong Rain Plaza next to Prestige, and it's now it's now about 1 year. They're doing well. It's on all social sites as SM Studios, and yes, it has also been under some challenges, actually, especially now that we opened during the COVID period. It's been quite challenging, but we're pushing towards seeing it get into the market. So I've been in the business of photography for 5 or so years independently. Has been to me more of business than even passion, though I have the passion for photography, but I look at it as a business, because it's a big business. It's a very wide business, whereby I don't even think there is any other business that can give you such profits, whereby you get more than 400% as profit. So it's a big business, and I look at it in that lens. Whether you have the passion, the talent, or maybe it's hard work, to me I would say it goes hand in hand, but you have to put the business mind in it. You know, if you have a talent or a passion, if you don't look at it from an angle of a business, then you might end up just enjoying yourself, but not getting the real fruits of whatever you are doing. So it's been more of a business for me, and I can tell you I live photography. Everything I do, I rear my kids and I drive, I do whatever, it's just photography. So it's a very big industry, and I would say maybe to those people who are in photography already, and maybe they have not made it to their desires. It's just a step by step. Sometimes it works like it's more of luck or something. But when you're doing it and you don't give up and you have the passion, it will always lead you somewhere. Be it that there are so many challenges, especially to the existing photographers. Like I mentioned, you find there is a lot of robbery in photography. There are some other challenges that we go through. You go shoot a wedding, like it has happened to me. You go shoot a wedding, you can't format the card without maybe copying. I have a friend of mine who actually lost a card in a matatu, and I had to even go to radio stations announcing somebody mwenye ameona kadi kwa matatu. Those are some of the challenges, and I have also seen in the industry some other way of steering happening, whereby a client comes to you and tells you we have a job maybe in Mombasa or Eldoret. They tell you we shall book for you for your transport and accommodation and all that, and only for you to get there and find out there was no job and all the equipments are gone. So these are some of the challenges that we are finding in the industry. We really avoid them by, like personally, I don't take clients' accommodation, clients' transport, because this has been really challenging issues. To somebody wishing to join maybe photography for the first time, I can tell them, well, it's not just as lousy as it might be said, but then it is doable. It is a good industry. It has employed quite a number of youth, and if you mix maybe hard work, creativity, and passion in it, and come in with a business mind, it is a very good industry that I can advise anybody to join. For those maybe joining, the equipments apparently are quite an investment. These are some of the challenges that people find when you're joining, because the equipments are quite an investment. You can start bit by bit. You can start with what you have. You can start with where you are, and provided you have a focus, there is where you want to be, there is what you want to do. There is always that, you can only go step by step. Like the time I lost my equipment through robbery, I went back now buying one by one. That which you need most, you buy. So I had to replace the camera, of course, for a better one. So sometimes God will use some seemingly bad ways to even promote you. So you find yourself now getting some new gear, albeit bit by bit. So for those who are wishing to join, you can just start where you are, provided you have the passion, you have that focus. You can start with whatever little you can, and go step by step, putting your passion into it, putting hard work into it, and putting the business mind into it. It is doable. At Sammy Mount Photography, we provide you with all your photographic needs. Call it photo shoot, both events, outdoor and studio photography. Photo printing, we print from the smallest size, like passport size, to as big as A0, a photo as big as your size. Plus, we also do photo mounts. Actually, that is the main thing we do in our town office. We do photo frame. We do all the customized like gifts, photo for whatever, mugs, water bottles, notebooks, and all that. Anything that you can think in your mind that can be done using a photo, that is what we do. So we are located at in town, Nairobi, around Taveta Road, Taveta Court Building. We are in 3rd floor, 308. We also have now our studio, which is around Gong Road. It's SM Studio, Gong Road, Gong Lane Plaza, room 1, that is ground floor. And we are always open from Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And maybe you can find us in all the social media sites, in Facebook, in Instagram, LinkedIn. We are Sammy Mount Photography. But for the SM Studio, we are SM Studios. So those are the places you can find us. Our contacts, 0726 013 690. That's my number. You can also find us through 0732 849932.